You shoot in my neighborhood.
I do?
I live in West Harlem.
West Harlem?
Yeah.
Oh, there's an East Harlem, West Harlem. That's true. West
Yeah.
Harlem, East. I used to live in East Harlem and West Harlem, so I know both
Okay,
very well.
you notice both. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Luke Cage, you're filming season 2. What can you tell us about the new season?
Oh, season 2 is wrapped. That's in the can.
Wrapped.
I'm
okay.
done. I've been done for like a month and a half now, so I'm actually sort of rested up now. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
All
ready.
right. So,
I'm ready.
what can we expect from season 2?
Listen, we just kind of like wrapped up the last 2 episodes as far as soundtrack. I went into the lab, as I like to call it, with Adrian Young and Ali Shaheed Muhammad and Cheo, and the music is excellent. They do the scores with a live orchestra. This year, it's going to be a different season. We know who we are now. It's going to be fast-paced. Luke is going through a lot of changes. There's a lot of things happening. He's changing as a person and evolving. I can't wait for people to see sort of where he's going, because it took a long time to get Luke Cage up and ready and sort of getting him engaged into his superhero mode. So I'm really happy about it.
And you mentioned the music. Music factors prominently in this as well.
Absolutely.
Kendrick Lamar worked on this. Are you looking forward to seeing that?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, when we dropped, I think people were kind of nervous about letting music, sort of the kind of music that we were going to, be promoting in our show, be at the forefront. I think people have embraced it now because, I mean, you let Kendrick Lamar have the entire run of a film. I mean, I'm a big fan of his, and I know people were like upset last night that he didn't win a lot of stuff, but in my heart, he's it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what he wins. The guy is a genius. So I can't wait to see it.
I'm curious too. What was it like? You did the solo Luke Cage, then Defenders, then you went back to a solo season of Luke Cage. What's it like going back and forth from that group to?
That is interesting. Now that you mentioned that, I started on Jessica Jones, then I went to solo Luke Cage, and then going back to Defenders as a group, and then going back to Luke Cage season 2. It's sort of interesting because you sort of have to, you have to be like, you have to play in the sandbox, as they say, learn to play with others in the sandbox, and I think I'm really good at that. I can recede into the background if I have to, and let someone else play the high note, and I can be the bass, or I can do the other way around. So I'm happy either way. So I think the second season, the people that really love Luke Cage are really going to be excited about this season because we really took it to another level.
Hey everybody, happy Super Bowl Sunday. So there's a bunch of trailers dropping. We got some new Luke Cage from the man himself. He talks a little bit about what's going on during the season, and we know from the set that we're going to be getting Heroes for Hire with Iron Fist. So I'll try to explain what's going on with that. But if you're finding me for the first time, be sure to subscribe to get all the videos. Make sure you turn alerts on so you don't miss anything, because there will be a bunch of trailers dropping in the next couple of days. And then separately, in the next couple of weeks with like Deadpool 2, the Venom trailer is going to drop really soon. Starting with the biggest thing first. Obviously, you heard him say that Kendrick Lamar is working on their soundtrack, and music is such a big part of the Luke Cage series. He feels like this is going to be even better than season 1. The music was probably one of the best things about the series. But the other really important thing that he says is that it is completely different tonally from the first season. He confirms that they're not going to spend 4 episodes sitting on the stoop at Pops just wondering whether or not he wants to use his powers to make the world a better place or make Harlem a better place. One of the biggest criticisms of the Marvel Netflix series is that they feel like there's 6 episodes worth of story stretched out into 13 episodes, so it can feel like there are episodes where just nothing is happening. I think that is why they chose to go full Heroes for Hire with Danny Rand. Like, they're like, okay, people want Heroes for Hire and we need to infuse more action into our series. Well, we can have Luke Cage just go full linebacker on all these criminals, but we can also put Iron Fist in there and just crank it up to 11. So timeline, if you're wondering what's going on with Iron Fist when this picks up, remember Colleen Wing's dojo is in Harlem, so regardless of what's going on with the plot, it would make sense that Danny Rand shows up to help him out. You put someone like that in a series, and there's gotta be a lot of punching. Like, you don't put Danny Rand, the Iron Fist, in a series without letting him use the Iron Fist. Misty Knight also got her bionic arm from Danny Rand's hospital, and she was actually confirmed for Iron Fist Season 2, which they're shooting right now. Mike Holter says they've been wrapped on Luke Cage Season 2 for a long time now. That will probably drop at the end of the summer, the same way that Defenders did. Remember, Jessica Jones Season 2 is dropping in March. They've been shooting Daredevil Season 3 for a while, so just given the amount of time it takes to finish episodes, we'll get Luke Cage Season 2 episodes next. Then at the end of the year, we'll get our Daredevil Season 3. And I've already done a couple of videos about that. The cast have been talking about it, so I'll post links to that at the end of this. Some of the Luke Cage Season 2 villains that they've cast are also a bit of a course correction too. So they have Bushmaster and Nightshade, which are both people from the Power Man and Iron Fist team-up comic books, which is funny because they're going to be teaming up during the series, so it makes sense that they would do villains from their team-up comic book. Bushmaster is sort of like another big gang leader. They're just describing him as a natural-born leader who's looking for vengeance with his focus set solely on Cage's backyard of Harlem. Then separately, they're describing the Nightshade character as a brilliant, holistic doctor with a mysterious past who's trying to make a difference in Harlem any way she can. So she's a little bit more mysterious, I would say, complicated. Black Mariah's character is still like the de facto kingpin of the series. She's the real big bad. But in the way that during Daredevil Season 2, the kingpin was locked up in jail, she's also probably on the DL. But pretty much anybody that did not die during Luke Cage Season 1 is coming back. But do not forget that his brother looked like he was going to get juiced up just like Luke Cage was. So he'll go through the same type of treatment and probably get powered up so that he can be more of a bullseye to Luke Cage's Daredevil. And I know everybody wants to know if Bullseye is going to come into the Marvel Netflix series. It's possible that he shows up during Daredevil Season 3, but there haven't been any casting announcements. If there are, of course, I'll do a video for it. It almost looks like from the photos that we've seen, I mean, they're using him mostly for comedy, like he has the sweet Xmas sweater on, so obviously this is going to be hilarious, because they're both powerful enough to affect each other. Like, with the amount of Iron Fist that Danny is able to harness at this point, it can get more powerful, but at his current power levels, he can put Luke Cage on his ass if he gets an open shot. And if Luke Cage can get close enough and get his hands on Danny Rand, he could crush him like a soda can. But it looks like he's trying to teach Luke Cage Kunlun martial arts, and he's just almost not having it. Cool Black Panther fact, he adapted a lot of his eclectic fighting technique from a bunch of different martial arts. Part of that is the same fighting style as Danny Rand. Now, he doesn't have an Iron Fist, but his technology and the heart-shaped herb give him the same power levels that you would find in Iron Fist when he's not completely activated. I still think that Iron Fist, once he learns to fully harness his chi and activate both of his fists, that's sort of the way they tell you visually on screen that he's become a fully actualized Iron Fist, is when both fists light up. That's when he becomes the most powerful character on the Marvel Netflix series. But for now, it's a little more balanced between him and Luke Cage. But speaking of Super Bowl Sunday, Luke Cage would be like the ultimate football player. You couldn't knock him down, and he's super strong, so he could probably huck that ball right out of the stadium. But like I said, there's going to be a whole bunch of trailers dropping tonight. As long as you have alerts enabled for my channel, you'll see all the uploads. So I'll also be posting on Twitter and Facebook what the schedule is going to be. So once we find out when trailers are dropping, I'll just start doing the videos. So everybody have a really awesome night. Leave all your bonus video requests in the comments below. Click here for that Daredevil Season 3 preview video, and click here for brand new Avengers Infinity War. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. I'll see you guys tonight.